The exercise BALEX DELTA is an annual HELCOM fleet operational exercise of contracting parties to the Helsinki Convention. The previous exercise in 2006 was arranged by Poland. The next exercise in 2008 will be hosted by Lithuania. The aims of this type of exercise are to test the alarm procedure's response capability and the response time of the contracting parties, as well as to partly test and also partially to train staff in its functions, and to enhance cooperation between response units of the contracting parties. Response equipment is also put to the test. The lead country has the overall responsibility to plan and execute the exercise. In 2007, the exercise took place in Estonia. Several government agencies, to include the Ministry of the Interior, the Ministry of the Environment, the Estonian Border Guard Board, the Estonian Maritime Administration, the Northern and Western Districts of the Border Guard, the Joint Rescue Coordination Center of Estonia, and others took part of the planning of the exercise. The practical exercise took place on September 6, 2007, and on the day after, as a long-standing tradition of BALEX DELTA, a rowing competition was conducted. Every participating country entered a team in the rowing championship. According to the scenario, a tanker with 100,000 tons of high-density fraction oil had run aground in the vicinity of Naissaar Island on September 5th. 8,000 tons of oil had polluted the sea. If this oil were allowed to spread out on the sea surface, an accident of such proportions would mean a full-scale catastrophe for the Bay of Tallinn, and should be taken as a third-tier accident, where all available resources from the HELCOM fleet would take on true importance. Of HELCOM's 10 members, 7 sent their ships to take part of BALEX DELTA 2007. These were Denmark with 4 ships, Estonia with 4 ships and 2 small fast boats, the European Maritime Safety Agency with 2 ships, Finland with 3 ships, Latvia with 2 ships, Poland with 1 ship, and Sweden with 3 ships. During the early morning of September 6th, commanding officers of all units gathered in the Coordination Center to get final information about the exercise and to decide how to act on site. The exercise coordinator gave a brief overview of the planned exercise. He presented the plan of action and the division of units into strike teams. Decisions were also made regarding the team leader, VHF communication channels, language usage, the working channel, and the frequency with which reports would be submitted, in this case once every half hour. Finally, other last-minute matters were decided, such as the issue of whether the weather would allow gear to be set on the water. The right to make the ultimate decision was left to the CO, who, while on site, can estimate real weather conditions and the capacity of the gear aboard the ships. A number of observers from different countries participated, along with representatives of the media. All observers were situated aboard the Border Guard ship. For safety and environment reasons, popcorn was used to imitate the oil spill. An Estonian Border Guard aviation group helicopter was used during the exercise to survey the spread of pollution and to assist the OSC by indicating the position of the mock pollution on the surface of the sea. Coordinates were passed to the Joint Rescue Coordination Center, where scientists from the Maritime System Institute estimated the movement of the pollutant. This was done by using the HELCOM C-Track web program.
This is Talent Rescue, HELCOM exercise. What is the current weather on scene?
Talent Rescue Center, this is Kati. Wind is 12 meters second.
Your membership, Capitan Point, is not in correct place.
I think after having now followed the exercise this day, I'm quite happy that we have the HELCOM system for it, with a alarm procedure, with an operative plan, with a command structure and a communication structure, and a tactic, a quite easy tactic, where we divide the teams to special areas and scene and in special strike team. It makes the system safe and easy to command, I think. And I have seen it at sea, and I've looked at, listened to the radio as I can find. It has been in a very calm, disciplined way, where reporting and order giving has been very easy to understand. And I think also it has been easy for the people out there to work in the system. You can hear that on the frequency, on how people talk. This was done in a very calm and disciplined way. So I'm quite happy with this.
After the arrival of all ships, the on-scene coordinator divided units into the strike teams that had been agreed upon at the briefing. The rule of the language of convenience was applied for these strike teams in respect to internal communication on the allocated VHF communication channel. English was used as the communication language between the National On-Scene Coordinator and the Joint Rescue Coordination Center.
HELCOM exercise Kati 202. Information received about 100 cubic meters of pollution gathered so far. Thank you, and keep me informed during the operation.
In total, 21 ships were formed into the HELCOM fleet to conduct operations in the vicinity of Naisar Island. Although the weather was assessed as not being very suitable for the work, almost all units were able to introduce their equipment onto the sea. Soon it became apparent that conditions were close to the limit permissible for initiating pollution response operations, since several vessels had difficulty in deploying their gear onto the water, and one ship even damaged its equipment. For an exercise of this scale, the main aim is to train, to set up a scene of operations, to establish a proper flow of information and operation, and, if applicable, to actually constitute formations of units and equipment, and to get down to work. The purpose of this exercise was fulfilled, and the exercise was then concluded by the coordinators. Operation coordinators, the exercise evaluation team, and other participants concluded that the weather was as realistic as one could wish for, and even better. Everyone also agreed that the exercise established our limits. This gave food for thought to all partners. What should be done when we face weather of this sort, or even more extreme conditions? Should we stand by and wait, or should we undertake action? The next day brought some more excitement. This was the day for the rowing competition. Last year in Poland, the Finnish team claimed the title of champion. Will they now carry the prize back home once again, or will they not? That is the question. After some tension and excitement, the new winner was announced. Congratulations! The Polish team was undoubtedly the best rowing crew.
The winners!
Let's cheers for Poland. They... Hooray! 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 I'll bring it back next year.
Täna õppuse lõppedes võib öelda, et merereostusõppus Balex Delta 2007 läks väga edukalt. Kõik nii korraldajad kui ka õppustel osalejad andsid endast parima. Ja samuti soosis ka ilm meie õppust ja kuigi eile oli meri selline karune ja see andis seda enam veel vürtsi juurde. Ja eesmärk just oli harjutada koostööd erinevate üksuste vahel ja see väga hästi toimis. Nii et tegemist on juba traditsioonilise õppusega ja kui igal aastal seda lihvida järjest paremaks, ma olen kindel, et reaalses situatsioonis toimub see kommunikatsioon ideaalselt.
The HELCOM fleet is going to meet again in 2008 in Lithuania.